Recently, I found myself on a stopover flight from Tel Aviv to Dubai, and right in front of me, there was this secular Israeli girl who was literally repulsive. Tattoos, body piercings, and I remember thinking to myself, yuck, how low can a Yiddish neshama stoop? But then 2 hours into the flight, this very same girl, she turns around to me, and she asks me, Kvod Harav, Slicha, im shachachti litpalel mincha, adayin efshar litpalel? If I forgot to daven mincha, can I still daven? In one instant, my whole view was transformed from yuck to wow. Look at this girl making room for the Rabino Shalom, even in her crazy, decadent world. In Shir HaShirim, Klal Yisrael is trying to send a message to the Rabino Shalom to bring him back. And they say, Im timtzu es doidi mata giduloi, shechoylas ahava ani. Says the Medrash. You know what that means? It means tell him, af al pi shechoyla ani. Even though I'm spiritually sick, living in a spiritually ill world, ahuva ani loi. Even so, look, I'm retaining my love for him. If there's one thing that can change the whole picture, it's those words, af al pi shechoyla ani, choylas ahava ani. Yasala was a young, poor, orphan boy living alone with his mother, and one day he comes to Cheder and the Rebbe comes in and he says, Kindlach, I have a surprise for you. I brought a cake in honor of the siyum that we made yesterday. The boys are ecstatic, they never see cake. The Rebbe gives out the pieces and every child devours his piece, except for Yasala. Yasala thinks to himself, my mother, she does everything for me. I have to bring this cake home for her. So he takes a napkin, he wraps up the cake, puts it in his pocket, and tries to forget about it. But an hour later, he can't resist. He sticks his hand into his pocket, breaks off a little piece, and eats some. A little while later, again, he's struggling. He can't resist, takes another little piece. And by the time the end of the day comes, he sticks his hand into his pocket one last time, and there's only a few crumbs left. And he says to himself, no, I can't finish it. I have to give something to my mother. He runs home, his mother greets him, he looks at his mother in the eye, and immediately he bursts into tears. His mother says, Yasla, what's the matter? And he starts crying and he says, Mama, you don't understand, the Rebbe gave out cake and there was this piece and I really wanted to save it and give it to you, but I couldn't resist and I ended up taking a little bit and then a little bit more and now all I have left is a crumb. And his mother says, can I see that crumb? He takes the napkin out of his pocket, his mother opens it up, she looks at the crumb and she kisses the crumb and she says, Yasla, this crumb means so much to me because it tells me the story of how hard it was for you, how you struggled, and yet you still made sure to save me a piece. So often we struggle, we fail, and we feel like we have nothing to offer the Rabino Shalom. This crumb, but the Rabino Shalom doesn't look at it this way. He looks at that crumb and he says it tells the whole story. This crumb tells me that life is no piece of cake, but even so, you're saving for me the crumb that you can. Choylas ahava ani.